You may not have heard of the Moorish Nationals, but police have members claim to follow Moorish science. It comes from a black religious group that's been around for nearly a century.
Moors trace their beliefs to noble Drew Ali.
Got emerald tablets on me. I'm taking these shackles off me. Now watch me come out and warm up. I pack a mojitos on us. I rock, I be gone, I rock on my home. Got bars like Barcelona. My cars, they on it. My style so wild, they on it. Yeah, they on it, they on it. My style so wild like Kato. We on it, yeah. We on it. Bottom, block, low key, lay low, we on it. They say the Moors packing heat, but they the ones that flyers. The weak man can't compete. I see the world like Elijah. Blue Bay, NOI, love truth, and no lie. Farrakhan should rewind that and tell them niggas put the sign back. Got movies knocking down the doors, breaking locks, free the Moors. And Drew Ali be the prophet. They hit the man on the force. Active Moors be the loudest, dirty Moors be the foulest, and everybody else surrounded by the corporations trying to get the power. You cannot put this into words. Shamatars over swords. The empire never falls over. We can brawl over what you thought. I'm LC with the merry men, shaking Mexican like I'm Tenement. Go to war like a relament. That's a mashallah, you don't want it, man. Got emerald tablets on me. I'm taking these shackles off me. Now watch me come out and warm up. I pack a mojitos on us. I rock, I be gone, I rock on my home. Got bars like Barcelona. My cars say they on it. My style so wild, they on it. Yeah, they on it. My style so wild like Kato. We on it. Yeah. We on it. Bottom, top, low key, lay low, we on it.
Not a religious black group. Moorish is not a cult. Moorish might gun but slap you for Drew Ali insults. Pedophile claims against him, but Elijah gets a pass. Disrespectful MFs did the same to Malik El Shabazz, calling them black and such. That's denationalization. Negro black, call it African, not a real but fake nation. Drew is a subconscious mind state. Hebrew Israelite verb. Combating lessons dismissed. No wonder y'all concerned. Every time conscious guys speak, it's absurd posers. I get on my Taj, disrespect and walk off cause convo's over. Arab lie on the prophet, dirty Moors support his book. Levi plagiarize a Akashic, but they call Drew Ali crook.
Got emerald tablets on me. I'm taking these shackles off me. Now watch me come out and warm up. I pack a mojitos on us. I rock, I be gone, I rock on my home. Got bars like Barcelona. My cars say they on it. My style so wild, they on it. Yeah, they on it. My style so wild like Kato. We on it. Yeah. We on it. Bottom, block, low key, lay low, we on it.
He is a member of the Moorish nation. Moors trace their beliefs to noble Drew Ali, who founded the Moorish Science Temple in Chicago with tens of thousands of followers. Islam. All black Americans are Moorish Americans, descendants of an ancient Moroccan global empire, an idea some followers have taken one step further.
Look, if you want to read it, read Stanley Lane Fools, The Moors in Spain, written in 1887, or Alejandro Macaziza. Read his book in Spanish, The Moors in Spain, and said that even the black was introduced by those Africans.
He do goddamn motion pictures.
They got me looking for the artifacts till my heart collapse. I be running through the scene like I'm on a lap. The way we left them on the scene put us on the map. So I be all up on the scene looking hard for all the stolen Moorish artifacts, huh? Like I'm Artemis. See, I be running through the scene like I'm on a mission. The way they left about the scene made it hard to miss them. See, I be all up on the scene looking for my shit like red flags and green sashes. We assassins. Triple gold, my fist high like I'm Selassie. Physical, your men die, we everlasting. In the cold like Northgate, winter, Alaska. Killing the pastor, breaking it down my mind like a disaster. Ass whipping the bastard. If you don't represent the serpentine bloodline, more by bloodline, welcome to the front line. Baby, I want mine. I'm so impatient, I'm cutting up in the lunch line. I call it crunch time. They trying to punk some, but I ain't over time. I'm Noble Drew Ali, I'm working overtime. Hidden treaty, 1787 times 711, higher than 7 heavens. Steady, no guessing. Better stomach the lesson. Who be trapped in the house? I'm home alone like Kevin. So step in. I'm here to make my case with law and rest it. I shimmer taught to fly, no haze, necklace. I keep a peppermint on the top of the the dresser, working 7 days a year, looking for the stolen Moorish artifacts, huh? Like I'm on a miss. See, I be running through the scene like I'm on a mission. The way they left about the scene made it hard to miss them. See, I be all up on the scene looking for my shit like.
Doctrine of discovery from a grave Alaxa. Always challenge jurisdiction of your captors. Stand on your square. No apron or protractors who manifest Hepshep, certain not Cleopatra. Man is man tantra. Know thyself mantra. Get out the lower self and vibrate your chakras. Walking on the higher road, my staff on my levels of Allah. If my God protected more with the sevens up. 4 quadrant halos, celestial pharaohs. Expose those Socrates and Plato's. Chopped down my cherry tree and still couldn't bury me. In their secret lodges, they pretend to be me. Indiana Jones, national treasures, angels and demons and one world agendas. Razor blade smiles, alien, reptilian, running corporate governments with ward civilians, invisible wars. Police state has risen, uplifting fallen from their mental prisons. 5-point star drawn, vortex and wormholes leads to behind the backs of turncoats.
Stolen Moorish artifacts, huh? Like I'm on a miss. See, I be running through the scene like I'm on a mission. The way they left about the scene made it hard to miss them. See, I be all up on the scene looking for my shit like.
But remember, when there came a time in 1506, Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S. From 711 until 1485.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Cemetery, February the 4th day, son of Mary. Day ahead of my born day, independence and law makes it a little of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I rob bass, mix it with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets told me upright, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm sorbet, prepping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J, Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight. But people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life, finish him.
Moorish Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts like a dirty Moor or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brainwaves, squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile. Reptile in Genesis, Negus appearing real. All I see is false evidence. They are feminists, stomped on by elephants. Won't let go prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the pull, magnetic resonance. Apis horns of the sacred book, all maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence. Ace all the testaments. Tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane, but no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Rock H. Obama, knowing the problems that we have here at Morocco, and knowing that our people's heads are messed up, and also knowing that the world is turning around, and knowing that for these generations to come, that some truths have to come out. So he went to Hikupta, which is the proper name of Egypt. All scholars know that. Right? Now, give me a reference. Let me finish. So he went to Hikupta and exposed that the American Constitution is derived from Muslim law, which all scholars always knew, right? Now, Michelle triangulates go to the Alhambra, the last stronghold of the Moors. they have pictures taken of them by the international community coming through double doors, dealing with the Kabbalistic principles, ancient African culture, higher self, lower self. Guards standing right next to him with the Moorish flag big as day. Then they come back here and sign the rights of indigenous people for these people to declare their nationality, because the international community has been addressing this since 1948. Problem that you have is that you have fake scholars who keep getting paid off, that keep promoting these people as crayons, knowing that that makes them non-descendable. Whether it was black, green, purple.
Scholars. Give me a fake scholar.
Anybody that continues to call these people of Moorish Asiatic descent black, knowing it makes them non-descendable. We're talking about a political issue of estate and birthright.
Islam wars. Any. Let's just pull it up, let the master teacher tell you. Y'all don't want to hear what we're saying.
Guards standing right next to him with the Moorish flag big as day. Then they come back here and sign the rights of indigenous people for these people to declare their nationality, because the international community has been addressing this since 1948. Problem that you have is that you have fake scholars who keep getting paid off, that keep promoting these people as crayons, knowing that that makes them non-descendable. Whether it was black, green, purple.
Scholars. Give me a fake scholar.
Anybody that continues to call these people of Moorish Asiatic descent black.
Anybody. I don't care what their name is. I don't care how they dress. I don't care how much books they wrote. I don't care how much DVDs they got, how much lectures they did. I don't care if they got one wife, 5 wives. I don't care if they got a fez on, turban, baseball hat. I don't care if they got essential oils and they smell like patchouli and Egyptian musk and all that stuff. Anybody that continues to call these people black when they're of Asiatic Moorish descent is a sellout. It's that simple. You want to know why you haven't gotten anywhere as a people? You want to know why we suffer as a people and everybody else is making progress around the world and we're the only ones that are suffering in the entire fucking world? Because we want to be black. We don't want a nationality. We want to keep playing games like it doesn't matter what we call ourselves, and then we're listening to all these fake scholars that claim that they know their stuff and claim that they care about our people and all that stuff, but they don't care about our people. These people are liars. They're going to save their self and hang you out to dry and let you get shot up by the police. How come Farrakhan's still alive? If he's so against the white man and against the Jews and against the whatever, how come they never killed him yet? How come Fred Hampton was talking about unity amongst all people? Black power for the blacks and yellow power for the yellow people and brown power for the brown people and white power for the white people and purple power for the purple people and pink power for the pink people. But he got murdered while he's sleeping. But Farrakhan could parade around here still as if he's not a sellout. You can't say that he's a sellout, like he's the master of the... Doesn't he call people black? Doesn't he call people black? Isn't the theme of the Nation of Islam that the Asiatic black man and all that? Original man, the Asiatic black man. Well, what did the master teacher just tell you? Anybody that continues to play this game, that our people are black, they are, without a shadow of a doubt, a sellout. They might be knowing sellouts or unknowing sellouts. They're still a sellout. Once they play this game, that our people are black, know for a fact that they're selling you out and you better watch these people funny. Now, Moore sent me this 2017. This got sent. Right? 2017. Right? And we've been on the campaign letting all our people know, hey, all these people who say that they're scholars and they love you and all that stuff, all of them know that we're Moors. Matter of fact, a lot of them, they declared their nationality and they're Moors in the background. But when they come in front of you, they're talking about you're black. But they got a nationality in the background. Islam Brother Cujo, taking the time out to thank you, many other Moors, for doing what you're doing. I have enjoyed some of your online classes. In one of your classes, I can recall you referring to Honorable Mr. Farrakhan as being a babe based on having a nationality card. In actuality, he's a Ali. I say this because a very close friend of mine whose family came up during the first resurrection of the Nation of Islam and still remains registered FOI had me told the minister's full name back in 1991. 91. At that time, I did not realize that it was his appellation that he revealed to me. His full appellation is Louis Farrakhan Muhammad Ali. Look back, it all makes sense now. I knew fruits from Mosque number 7 that left that year and became Moors. Now, we told you numerous occasions that the Nation of Islam been in contact with the Moorish Science Temple of America back in 1986. This is the Nation of Islam letterhead. Nation of Islam letterhead. And then when you go down into the letter, Nation of Islam, this is Abdul Alim Muhammad. If anybody knows who that is, you can go ask him himself if this is real or if this is, Moors photoshopping stuff to try to make Farrakhan look like he's a Moor or whatever. On June 8th, 1986, again in Baltimore, I met with the Moorish sheiks, this time accompanied by your legal counselor, Sister Ava Muhammad. Everybody knows Ava Muhammad, go ask her. Who wanted to evaluate the legal merits of the Moorish position. I think she was favorably disposed towards what they had to say. However, I will leave it to her to render her own judgment to you in her professional capacity as an officer of the court. As somebody who works for the court. Remember, Joel, he said, go to those that know law, go to the city hall and among the officials in your government. The Moorish sheiks and Ava Muhammad and Abdul Alim and Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad and all these people are the officials in your government. Because all these people know that they're Moors. Why don't they want you to declare your nationality when they got one? Go right now in Google, pull up Riza Islam sovereign citizen. How come when he went to court for his meta fraud stuff that he's doing with his mom, the meta fraud case and all that stuff, they're doing fraud with Medicare. How come he's out right now? Oh, because he stood on his nationality. Because he knows that he's Moor. Because we seen his Moorish paperwork. We know that he's a Moor. We know that he signed nationality paperwork in order to beat the Medicare fraud case. Beat the case. He's out right now. Find me some other people who did some fraud that they're out right now. The only people that happens to are people who know the law and people who are sellouts. Now, if he's going to be coming out and telling you their Nation of Islam, Asiatic black man and all that stuff, but he's going to court and beating these people using Moorish nationality, why are you still not Moors yet? But you're going to go like his stuff, follow his stuff, you're going to do all the BS. You're going to ride with them 100 because they're there for the people and they're letting the people know stuff and all that. How come they're not letting the people know that they're Moors? How come they're letting the people know everything going on, but they're not letting them know that they're Moors? Go on Google right now. Look up Riza Islam, sovereign citizen. And these people calling him out, talking he's sovereign citizen and all that stuff. Isn't that stuff that they do to Moors? Because we know he's not sovereign citizen because he's not European. Only Europeans are the quote-unquote oxymoron sovereign citizens. Dark-skinned people that they say, oh yeah, that guy's a sovereign citizen, guaranteed that they're Moors. On top of that, when the founder of Rise of the Moors, Brother Jamal Bey, was on the panel with the black guys and the Kemetic guys and the Hebrew guys and the whoever else, Rizza Islam's up there talking about, yeah, this is the Moroccan Empire, we know that and all that stuff, we know that we're Moors and all this. So if he knows all that and he came out of his mouth and said all that, how is it that you people are still sitting around here chasing these people's tail as if they didn't already tell you that we're Moors? And then you don't want to proclaim your nationality. You still want to pretend like you're Negro, black, colored still? When he's probably one of the better known Nation Islam people. He's one of the better known Nation Islam people. And he's been telling people that we're not black and we're Moors. And we know that we're Moors. And then we have the letter right here from the Nation of Islam writing to Farrakhan, telling him, we'll let Ava Muhammad tell you about what the Moors said with regard to you being a Moor and being able to get back in the country and all that stuff, because, you know, Gaddafi and, you know, you're out of the jurisdiction right now because, you know, they don't want you to come back because Gaddafi's their enemy and all that stuff. Isn't he back? How do you get back in the country if he's so hold on. Either he went the way of the Moors or he's a sellout. Those are the only two options. That's the only way Farrakhan could get back. That's the only way Farrakhan Ali could get back in the country when he went to get the $5 million donation from Gaddafi to build Nation Islam up in '86. Because they got the finance. They did get the $5 million from Gaddafi. But then when we go to Chicago and then we look at Chief Malik L., who people know as Jeff Fort, he's doing life in the Supermax prison right now for talking with Gaddafi. How come he's doing life in prison for talking with Gaddafi, but because they were talking with Gaddafi about some terrorist stuff or whatever like that, because Gaddafi's a terrorist and all this. And then Farrakhan could go get $5 million from a terrorist and then he's still alive. What does that tell you something? Or are you just a dumbass and don't know how to add? You know, 1 and 1 equals 2,553,000? Or really? 1 plus 1 is 2 million something. Really? That's your logic? That's what you learned? That's what you learned, huh? And you think these people aren't playing you? Why? Remember, Farrakhan's an Ali. If he's an Ali, and he knows that he's an Ali, why is he still calling people black? If Nation of Gods and Earths, this is on Dr. Aleem El Bey's website, who Dr. Aleem El Bey, he's Washita, which is Aboriginal and Indigenous and all that stuff. And he's saying that he's Bey. He's not talking about Indian and all that stuff. He's not talking about he's from some tribe. He's saying that he's Bey. He's Aboriginal and Indigenous. How is he Aboriginal and Indigenous saying he's Bey? He's Washita. But then you have all these fake scholars, Dane Calloway, which Dane and Calloway are two Moorish names, but they're telling you that they're not Moors. When he has two Moorish names, you go look it up on Google right now. The Danes and the Calloways, which is really the Galloways, are Moors. And then keep in mind, there's a street right up the street from here called Galloway. And then that's, quote unquote, the hood, and all the black guys live there. Why do you think the black guys live on Galloway? Because Galloway is really a Moorish name. And all those people over there are Moors. But any nigger leaders aren't going to tell them that. They're going to keep playing the black slave games with them. And then want to know how come Moors are this and that, and why are Moors condescending. Yeah, Moors aren't condescending. We're just tired of BS. Sick and tired of BS. Because our people want to be free, and our people want the whatever, but they're not going to do the thing for them to be free, which is declare their nationality. They're going to find every reason why they can't. And every reason that's given to them why they can't declare their nationality and won't declare their nationality is because they're listening to some black leader who's telling them, oh no, it's okay, you can be black. But you pull a child right now. We go outside right now, pull a child. Hey, come here a second. What color are you? I'm brown. How come you're not black? Why would I say I'm black? Look at my sweater. My sweater's black. And my skin is brown, and I don't look like my sweater. Well, you stay right here a second. Hey, adult, come over here 1 second. Hey, what color are you? I'm black. And then child look at you. Then you look at the child. Then we both look at the adult. What do you say? What color are you again? I'm black. Then the child look at you. Then you look at the child. And you realize that our people are messed in the head. Now, for somebody to know that they're brown, because they could look at themselves, they're not blind or whatever, and still call themselves black, either that individual is incompetent or they're blind. Nothing else. There's nothing else that could justify it. When you have big people, adults, with minds like children, they call those people minorities. Then the top of their head blows open. Because they've been playing themselves. Again, why? Because they've been listening to some fake scholars tell them that they're black people when clearly they're brown. And then you're going to have the lightest skinned people trying to tell you that they're black. How are you black if you're light? We're not even going into, we're going to ride with black is dark. All right, forget etymology right now. So if black means dark, how is somebody light-skinned black? How? And then nobody ever even goes there. They don't think about that. They just go with it. Oh no, we're black people. I'm just light-skinned black people. Oh really? That's incompetence. And when you're that incompetent, you can't expect the world to respect you. Why would the world respect you? You're calling yourself something that you're not. And then demanding that the world respect you when you're incompetent. Just go ask the children. Hey, what color are you? Guarantee you, if they haven't been tainted by their dumbass parents, they're going to tell you they're brown. Guaranteed they're going to tell you they're brown. I know because I tried with my nieces. 7 and 9. Well, hey, what color are you? Brown? How come you let people call you black? I don't know. So, Nation of Gods and Earths. They know. Salim Bey's website. You got the Nation of Gods and Earths lessons up there. I came to the wilderness of North America by myself. He implies, he being Fard Muhammad, the founder of the Nation of Islam, he implies he came as a free man of his own free will. His first appearance in 1910 said to have come in contact with Noble Drew Ali, Moorish Temple of Islam. His second coming July 4th, 1930. Now, there you go. Nation Islam website. How come they're starting their history in 1931? How come they're talking about brief history on origin of the Nation of Islam? Why don't they go into the extended history so you can know that all these people started out with Noble Drew Ali? Why don't they want that out there? Why don't they want the people to know that the foundation of the Nation of Islam is the Moorish Science Temple of America founded by Noble Drew Ali? Why don't they want you to know that all our people are Moors? And as soon as we say that we're black, know that some Negro leader is the one that sold you out and made you black. Now again, we already know that our people are under supreme mental slavery. Like the master teacher Tashriqi always says, the sorcerers did a good job on our people. They did such a good job that you have brown people calling themselves black. You have Aboriginal and indigenous people telling you that a continent is an island of turtles. How did a continent become an island? I don't know. But if anybody's telling you that a continent is an island, know that that person's incompetent. If anybody's telling you that they're a continent or they're two continents, know that that person's incompetent, and you probably should stop listening to them people, because you're only going to get yourself in trouble. The good doctor, Alim El Bey, did that extensive stuff for you. You can go to his website, Dr. Alim El Bey. When you go on his website, Dr. Alim El Bey, he goes through the whole stuff. Right? Professor Ford, who is Nation of Islam founder guy, was part of the old Canaanite temple. Right? According to the lessons, David Ford L. W.D. Fard Muhammad is said to have come in contact with Noble Drew Ali in his first appearance in 1910. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad states in 1910, Master Fard Muhammad appeared in the United States in New York. After the death of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Fard Muhammad appeared in the United States. After the death of Prophet Noble Drew Ali at the 1929 Moorish Science Temple of America Annual National Convention, David Ford L. is reported to have said he would bring America to its knees for the death of Noble Drew Ali and the attacks made on Moorish Americans by local police in 1929. So how come they stop with the bringing America to the knees and all that stuff? Why'd they stop? 1 month later, the stock market crashed, and many of the former Moors saw this man as a prophet and followed him to Detroit, where the Nation of Islam was born. During this time, David Ford L. started referring to himself as reincarnated Prophet Noble Drew Ali. In the beginning stages of the movement, he was known as Prophet W.D. Fard. Why would he be called Prophet W.D. Fard? Because he was pretending to be Noble Drew Ali. Didn't Noble Drew Ali tell these Moors be themselves? If Noble Drew Ali told Moors be themselves, why is this guy trying to be Noble Drew Ali instead of being himself? Because they knew the power. They knew what they were getting into. They knew they had to get Noble Drew Ali out the way. And don't be surprised if all these people had a part to play in Noble Drew Ali being assassinated. According to Washita Post, April 1997, we are not Afro-Americans, we are Washita. Photo from Her Highness Empress Verdiashi Tiara Washita, which is Washington, and Tunica, which is Turner, Gaston L. Bay. Collection shows W.D. Fard, Timothy Drew, and Corella Drew all seating together as children. Hence, Timothy Drew, later known as Prophet Noble Drew Ali, did know Wallace D. Fard Muhammad, later known as David Ford L. And this would account for Prophet Noble Drew Ali's trust factor of David Ford L. making him Grand Sheik of Detroit and him having his own temple and all that stuff. So if Drew Ali and Fard Muhammad knew each other as children, if Fard Muhammad knew Noble Drew Ali since they were children, Why is the Nation of Islam lying to people? Why are they lying? What's the purpose of lying? Like, why tell all these lies and try to hide this fact? You can go to the website and you could go through all this stuff just so you can see for yourself. According to the biography of Noble Drew Ali, Exhuming of a Nation by Elihu Pleasant Bay, in the upper left-hand corner is Farat Muhammad L. of Detroit, Michigan Temple, aka David Ford L. This also confirmed in Reparations War, What Will Free and Unite Black People by Dr. Ali Muhammad, former member of the Nation of Islam, states Master Fard under the alias of David Ford L, pictured in the upper left-hand corner. This is the convention picture. In the upper left-hand corner, right there, is Fard Muhammad. Why are they going to lie and make it seem as if the founders of the Nation of Islam had nothing to do with the Moorish Science Temple? And now they're coming around telling you about black Asiatics when these people were L's and Bays and all that. Right? David Ford L, Master Fard Muhammad. They're just going to lie like that just because they thought nobody was going to find out. They thought they could just bury all this information. Why did they just bury all this information? Why? Why did they bury all this? Lying to people. But hey, again, you know, black leaders, that's how they do, because they can't put the truth out. Because if they put the truth out, then you're going to have problems. Brother Hakeem Bey told us in January 8th, 2011, at the Prophet Noble Drew Ali celebration, that there is empirical evidence that shows that Robert Elijah Poole Bey, later known as Elijah Muhammad, his wife Clara, and his two brothers John and Edward were indeed members and adepts of the Moorish Science Temple of America in Detroit, Michigan under Supreme Grand Governor Lomax Bey, who ended up being a sellout too. Right? And this is the monthly report. And then when you go through the monthly report, right, you see Robert Poole Bey right there, which is Elijah Muhammad. You see Clara Poole Bey right there. You see John Poole. You see James Poole. You see David Ford L. Now all of these people were dues-paying members of Moorish Science Temple of America. Why are they keeping this away from the people? According to the Mukarrabin file, Volume 1, by Brother R. Edwards L., author, Brother James Barnes Bey, co-author, it states, there are alleged documents that claim Elijah Muhammad was a member of the Moorish Temple No. 4 in Detroit, Michigan, where he is listed under the name of Robert Poole Bey, along with David Ford L. 2 years prior to the passing of Warith D. Muhammad, he alludes to the fact that Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a member of the MSTA in the Muslim Journal. And then the Muslim Journal article, they got the convention picture on the cover and all that stuff, and talking about the Moors were the forerunners of the Nation of Islam. No, they weren't. Stop lying. Stop lying. Don't lie. Even Minister Farrakhan somewhat alludes to the intimate connection between the MSTA, Moorish Science Temple of America, and the origin of the NOI, Nation of Islam. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is placed in the center as the focal person in the Savior's Day 2014 in Detroit, Michigan. Note, Detroit, Michigan is the birthplace of the NOI from the MSTA Temple No. 4. Then there's Farrakhan with his little fez on, with the turban wrapped around it. But they're not Moors. Really? They're not Moors? They're not Moors, huh? No, let's just push play on this, see what happens.
Captain's log, Stardate 14. We're being pulled towards a hostile planet. I'm hoping that Scotty will be able to activate the backup control system. God, that thing is so full.
Captain, I'm picking up some strange signals. Something about intergalactic oppressors, sir.
Captain, intruders are approaching the bridge, sir. Who are you?
I am the Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Spock, who is he?
A former Calypso singer, Captain, who later became leader of a 20th century African-American religious sect known as the Nation of Islam.
You'd like to buy some incense?
Being kind, my brother? No, thank you.
What do you want?
I've come to warn your crew. Warn your crew of their enslavement.
Enslavement?
Aboard this vessel.
That's poppycock. These people.
Now, what did Keenan Ivory find out? That he put them in fezzes and stuff like that to crack jokes on the whole game. What did he find out? Why would he put them in fezzes? Oh, this is just some comedy stuff and all that stuff? Didn't we just read through the whole stuff to tell you that all these people were part of the Moorish Science Temple or whatever? And everybody knows only Moorish Science Temple, Moorish Americans, people who have declared their nationality as Moors, wear fezzes. And you think that Moors don't know what we're talking about? Even the Wayans brothers know what is going on. Even In Living Color knew what was going on. You think they didn't notify Farrakhan and stuff about this before they put this on the air? Cracking jokes about he's an ex-Calypso singer and all this? But nah, our people don't want the truth because the truth is too stern. They want the lies. They want the lies. Right? And there's the Savior's Day 2014 where they got Noble Drew Ali in the middle of it. And then they were up there giving honors to Noble Drew Ali and all this stuff, trying to pretend like they're giving honors. They ain't giving no honors. They were part of the assassination of Noble Drew Ali. All these people sold you out. Straight sold you out. Right? How come he's standing on his square and all that stuff? What does he know about standing on the square? Why is Elijah Muhammad standing on the square? Only Moors do that. That's not some Masonic thing. That's a Moorish thing. Remember, these people assassinated Noble Drew Ali so they can claim the seat of power, which was liberating the Asiatics of America who had lost their way. The only way that they were going to get back to where they were supposed to be was by declaring their nationality. That's the only way. Everything else is playing you. Trust me, everything else is playing you. Just look at the conditions of our people right now and tell me what progress have we made since the 1960s with the marching up and down the place. These people still have the same signs that they had in the 60s today. These people still have the same sellout FBI people going on the stage doing speeches in 2020. And you call that progress? That's really progress. All these people sold you out of your birthright. What do they want you to know? They don't want you to know about Noble Drew Ali. Because once you know about Noble Drew Ali, then all these other fake leaders get tossed to the wayside. Once you know about Noble Drew Ali, anybody who you thought taught you something, you realize they didn't teach you jack. You realize they didn't teach you jack. They played you out of your birthright. But they got one though. Right. According to several Moorish elders, in the picture on the left, in the far back is Elijah Muhammad. Right? There he is back there. Right? You already know his egghead in the back there. Right? At the first Moorish Science Temple of America convention, Elijah Muhammad has a very distinct look. Ain't nobody else look like him. Very distinct look. But you're going to let them play games with you. So what's our issue? Our issue is that we want unity. But none of these people ever looked up unity in the law dictionary so you could know what the hell you need in order for you to be united as a people. So what is unity? As far as law, forget your opinion and all that stuff. We could give a shit about your opinion. Forget your opinion. Right? We could care less about your opinion. Right? All we deal with is facts. We don't deal with emotions. What is unity? In the law of estates, the peculiar characteristic of an estate held by several in joint tenancy, and which is fourfold: unity of interest, unity of title, unity of time, and unity of possession. In other words, joint tenants have one and the same interests, accruing by one and the same conveyance, commencing at once and the same time, and held by one and the same undivided possession. Now that might seem like a lot. Really what they're saying is it's about an estate if you want to be united. You can't be united without having an estate. Why do you think all these fake black nigger groups keep talking about their nation? Because the nation is the estate. Now, none of these mother effers told you about your estate except Noble Drew Ali. The only individual to tell you about your estate was Noble Drew Ali. Man is the Lord. This is the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple by Noble Drew Ali. Man is the Lord of all the plane of manifest, of protoplast, of mineral, of plant, of beast, but he gave up his birthright just to gratify his lower self. But man will regain his lost estate, his heritage, but he must do it in a conflict that cannot be told in words. The only individual to ever tell you about estate in their literature was Noble Drew Ali. The only individual to ever tell you about estate. No one else told you about estate. What is unity? In the law of estates. So if in the law of estates, Noble Drew Ali is mentioning estate, and in order to be unified, you need to have an estate. And Noble Drew Ali brought that back to you, which is why he told all these people that you're not Negro black colored, because if you're Negro black colored, you don't have an estate, because that means you're property. And if you're property, property can't own property. And an estate is a property. But your nigger leaders aren't going to go there with you, because as soon as they go there, then they're going to have to bring up Noble Drew Ali, who's the only individual to ever tell you about estate. But well, let's go further. Unity of interest. What the F is that? Because they never told you. Unity of interest. This means to have an identical interest in property with another person. So by everybody saying that we're Moors, that means we have an identical interest in property, which would be called an estate. And our estate is the Moroccan Empire, which Noble Drew Ali also brought to your attention in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and nobody else called your nigger leaders has ever told you about the Moroccan Empire. And that the Moroccan Empire is over here in the Americas. Unity of time. What the F is that? Unity of time. Unity of time means that the joint tenants held title to the property at the same moment. If everybody has a nationality card that says we're Moors, that means we're joint tenants and we're holding a title. Title meaning El, Bey, Day, Ali, flag, fez, turban, holy book, Holy Quran, 101 questionnaire, all the stuff that Noble Drew Ali brought. We're holding that as joint tenants at the same moment. So if we go in here right now and we say, all the Moors in here, press 1 if you have a nationality card. Press 1 if you have a fez. Press 1 if you have El, Bey, Day, Al, or Ali. Press 1 if you know Noble Drew Ali and you give him honors. Press 1 if you, whatever, Moorish. That means at the same moment, we're holding title. Which means we have unity. But our people don't want that because, being Moor is a religion and being Moor is some type of, cult, and you're going to get arrested if you say that you're Moors and all that stuff, when that's BS. People are lying to you about what this is about, right? Unity of title. Unity of title? The F is that? A situation where the titles, or 2 or more parcels, which is land, are issued from the same grantor at the same time. 2 or more parcels? Hold on a second. So if we're living in the Americas, which is the Moroccan Empire, and the Americas consists of North, which is 1, South, which is 2, Central, which is 3, and all the islands, so all the Jamaicans, Bahamians, and all those people or whatever like that, then that means we have unity of title. And then the grantor is Noble Drew Ali, because he's the one who granted us the opportunity to declare our nationality if we wanted to, because, you don't have to. You could stay nigger if you want to. But then if you stay nigger, don't be talking about unity, don't be talking about estate, don't be talking about parcel, don't be talking about nationality, don't be talking about any other stuff that makes you whole, because you're playing games. And your nigger leaders know all this, but they're refusing to tell you. Unity of possession, where a property is held jointly and both people own the whole property. So if Noble Drew Ali told you, man will regain his lost estate, but it's in a conflict that can't be told in words, what he's telling you is that you don't have to go fight for this. All you need to do is claim it. That's why he said, with us, all members must declare your nationality. Because when you declare your nationality, you tie yourself to this vast estate that you're going to be holding jointly with other people who have declared their nationality. And once you declare your nationality, now you're the owner of this whole property called the Moroccan Empire. How come your nigger leaders never told you that? Oh yeah, because they want to keep you nigger. But then in the background, they got Ali's, they got Bays, they're beating all these cases and stuff that they got. They're going getting 5 million from Gaddafi. They're getting back into the country with their Ali. They're taking the 5 million, put it in their pocket, give a little million to Mosque Miriam, build their mosque and stuff like that, have their stuff look good. But then You're around here playing games that you're X and all that. When X is some Greek stuff. And then if you're telling me about X comes from some Kemet or whatever like that, stop the BS. So we hope this was clear. Why all day we be saying FNOI? Because we know these people are sellouts. We know that they're traders. And if they're going to play games, then we're going to play games too. We probably got about 5 minutes left. If you got any questions, put it in the chat. If not, this should clear the fog from your mind. So again, make sure you go to rvbaypublications.com and start studying about your nationality and your birthrights. Make sure you take into high consideration this individual by the name of Noble Drew Ali that nobody ever told you about. Please consider him, because we know what he brought us back, because we've been exercising as Moors ever since Noble Drew Ali left the scene. And we're just here to let you know. And you know, tell us about Save Lives and stuff like that. We got IGTV. Everything that we do on here is saved. You just go on our IGTV and tell me what you're going to see. 6 views, 12 views, 19 views, 50 views. But then you go on these bit-bat punks out here telling you about your black, 50,000 views. Chance the Rapper, he's buying hats for $3, selling them for $45, and he made $6 million. We got a book we're selling, and then you're bitching because it's 50 notes. But you're going to go buy a $45 hat from some rapper guy who paid $3 for those hats. And nobody's not going to tell him about, hey, how come you're selling us some $3 hats for $45? Oh, because his name's Chance the Rapper and all that stuff. You're going to go follow him. Bet you he calls people black. Bet you. What's that mean? Oh, you forgot? Oh, let's just remind you. Let's just remind you about anybody who calls you black. Playing dumb with more.
This since 1948. Problem of Muslim law, which all scholars always knew, right? Now, Michelle triangulates go to the Alhambra, the last stronghold of the Moors. They have pictures taken of them by the international community coming through double doors, dealing with the Kabbalistic principles, ancient African culture, higher self, lower self. Guards standing right next to them with the Moorish flag big as day. Then they come back here and sign the rights of indigenous people for these people to declare their nationality, because the international community has been addressing this since 1948. Problem that you have is that you have fake scholars who keep getting paid off, that keep promoting these people as crayons, knowing that that makes them non-descendable. Whether it was black, green, purple.
Scholars. Give me a fake scholar.
Anybody that continues to call these people of Moorish Asiatic descent black, knowing that that makes them non-descendable. Whether it was black, green, purple.
Scholars. Give me a fake scholar.
Anybody that continues to call these people of